All right. Thanks for joining the Future Proof podcast. My name is Alex Meisnick. I'm joined here by Leo Merman. He is a local realtor in the Minneapolis market. He works for EXP. I'm going to send it over to him. He's just going to introduce himself real quick, and we're going to get into a conversation about the market, interest rates, and what's relevant in today's market in Minneapolis. So, Leo, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Alex, for inviting me. I'm looking forward for your podcast.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Not going to be We'll be pretty quick. Just going to kind of talk about what you see, as a listing agent and a buyer's agent. I know that you're, focused on both of those and you take great care of your clients, working with you. I've seen kind of the white glove service and kind of the expertise that you bring to your clients. One thing I can mention too is I think one of the most valuable aspects of it is how much you really fight for your clients and, really kind of negotiate for them and really go to bat for them. So I know they appreciate that. And so I appreciate that as a lender.
Yes, sir. Story you had to witness me fighting for my clients. Sometimes it's not pretty picture, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm not there to visually, to see it. So I don't have to go through that, but
Thank you.
no, it's all good. You're just doing what you need to do for your clients in the end. So, recently, I think everyone and their mother in the real estate market in all of the United States knows that rates are starting to drop. That's something that's not cyclical. It's going to be a roller coaster of an up and down, but we should see, rates continue to go down. What are you seeing in the Minneapolis market recently as this activity is starting to,
Okay. And it's, I would say, it's very, very unique situation. I mean, I've been licensed for 10 years. I'm active realtor. I just um, sold my car, and I owned this car for 6 years with 240,000 miles on it. And when I bought it, it was only 15. So I'm on the field. I'm working every day, showing, representing buyers, representing sellers. And this particular situation that we see right now, honestly, I think I've seen it only once, maybe twice, at least. We have bunch of qualified buyers. I mean, me personally, right now, I represent probably 7, 8 different families, and they're qualified, very well financially healthy buyers, qualified from anywhere from $150,000 shopping for a small condo to 1.2 mil shopping single family home in Minnetonka. And I see the same picture between all of them. I mean, very well qualified buyers afraid to pull the trigger. Because of a higher interest rates. So the entire world is waiting rates to go down. Is it good practice, tactic or not? Probably not, because you can always refinance, and it's amazing market for buyers and not so good market for sellers. So what I see with my sellers, many sellers are panicking. They're not used to situation on the market when property in perfect condition, in perfect location, priced well, sometimes below market, sits in the market for or even 2 weeks with 1 or 2 showings, or sometimes no showings at all. And when you go to platforms like Zillow or Google or MLS and you monitor activities on your listings, you see thousands and thousands and thousands clicks, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people mark them as a favorite and no showings. So something like this, I rarely see. But what I see also, every bit of a news that market is coming down, you start seeing some showings. So even 1 or 2, that doesn't make any difference. It doesn't matter. But the properties that sit in the market with no showings, after those news, you start seeing a little bit of a showings. So this is what I see on the market. Sellers are panicking. Buyers are sitting and waiting. They kind of on the fence.
yeah, now, and it's funny because rates have been high for the last, 3 years. So do you think the reason why the buyers are getting a little bit, not skittish, they're probably thinking in their head, okay, we're so close to lower rates, I should just wait until the rates go down and then I'll pull the trigger. Is that the reasons why you think that they're waiting?
I think it's anticipation of rates going down. Pardon my French. I mean, no one want to be a sucker. No one want to take, buy a house at 7% at 7 or 6.5% interest when 6 months or 3 months from now it will be 6 or 6.25. The funny part, even professionals, even analysts who are doing it for a living, they can't really predict anything these days. If 5 years ago we could talk and analyze and generate facts, and based on those we could predict the future, financial future for rates, let's say it's not the case right now. It can go up, it can go down. No one knows. But buyers are in anticipation. They're just waiting.
I mean, I'm very savvy with watching the market. I mean, that's literally all I do on a daily basis is kind of watch mortgage-backed securities and kind of try to forecast it. I'm obviously tuned into a lot of the big names like Barry Habib and, all those guys who give us, quotes and advice on a daily basis. And the funny part is like, the buyers that are right now, I think they actually are in almost a perfect storm of where rates are starting to come down. You can get if you're a first-time home buyer, you make underneath the 80% area median income, you can get rates in the fives right now, maybe really close to 6%. And like you just alluded to, you might have some negotiating power with the home that you're trying to buy. Fast forward. Yes, in Minnesota, we have a little seasonality in the winter and the market slows down just because, no one wants to move in the winter. But I see it. I think that this winter is going to be, probably one of the busiest winters and falls that we've seen in a long time.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And this is what I'm trying to tell my buyers, that it's absolutely ideal time to buy. I'm making deals, whoever is buying right now. And like I said, I represent buyers like 50-50%, I would say 50% sellers, 50% buyers. Whoever is pulling trigger, I'm making like amazing deals. I mean, I can negotiate 20, 30 grand on $300,000 homes. I just dropped the price of $70,000 cabin that in a park like setting next on the, right on the river. On one side there is a pond, on another one, $70K off the market price. In the spring or winter, we don't know. We can forget about those type of deals. And yes, the buyers will probably get 0.5% better deal on the rates, but can they shave that much of a price? No. And how, even if they're gonna get a lower percent interest, how many years they will need to break on the $70,000 off? It doesn't adds up. But the current situation is the current situation. It's a buyer's market, and it switched probably like months and a half ago. Months and a half ago, it was 50-50. 50 buyers, 50 sellers, and then it's totally switched. So right now, sellers basically have two options. Either they're going to lower the price or they're going to keep the property. There's no other way, unless your property is it's very unique. It's on the lake on Minnetonka, it's in Edina somewhere, fully updated, uniquely positioned, blah, blah, blah. If it's average home, really two options. Either lower the price or keep the property until who knows when.
Well, like you alluded to, next spring, like I even said, winter and fall are going to be busy. Next spring is going to be, if rates still to continue to drop, which, we see that forecast that they are, next spring is going to be absolutely crazy. And like you alluded to, it's the most important thing is the rate. A lot of I think buyers and clients have been trained over the last 3 years to really focus on interest rates because they've been so high. And that's just like one of the main focuses. At the end of the day, like you said, I absolutely hate the term, date the rate, buy the home, date the rate or whatever, but it does have some, correlation to it. What's the most important thing is, like you said, the $70,000, how long is it going to take for them to pay down that loan, $70K, if they're making their minimum payments on their mortgage? When you start out on a mortgage, that amortization is so much favoring the interest payment versus the principal. I actually just showed a client, because I give every one of my clients an MBS highway presentation, and it shows the amortization throughout the years. And when I sent it to him and we were looking it over, we both almost like threw up when he saw how much principal he was paying over, or how much interest he was paying over the principal. So that's important too. If you bought it now and refinanced, you're going to get a kickstart and jump on that amortization and pay that house down a little bit faster as well. So,
and you know what?
Going into, yeah, no, go ahead.
And market was relatively active when rates were in 6.5s. But once it reached 7, it puts the stopper on many buyers. And now even it goes back to 6.5, the aftertaste is still there. They saw 7% and now they're afraid to pull the trigger at 6.5. So, but I totally agree with you. It's a little bit of a delay, and if rates are gonna keep falling down or stay around 6.5, we're gonna see absolutely crazy winter and spring, no doubt.
Yeah. So, I mean, going into that and, we're with you right now. I know you're, split 50-50 with, buyers and listings right now. What are you doing with your listing clients, or what are you suggesting to make that home or that listing your home be the most appealing to buyers, so that maybe you set yourself apart from another realtor that, comes in and just does like, what everyone else would do?
I am more of a psychologist these days than I'm a realtor when I represent my sellers. Basically, my goal, not goal, and again, it's a friend to friend conversation saying, don't pay attention to what happened year ago. Don't pay attention that your neighbor sold next door property to multiple offers year or year and a half ago. Those times are past. Maybe we're gonna see them again, but right now this is the current situation on the market. And then I show them all comparable sales, and we're all at 30, 50 days on the market on average. So this is not them, this is not me, this is not their house, it's just how the market behaves. And if we are talking, and even less expensive properties like townhomes around 260 to 70s and homes at 700,000, they behave the same. Listings are pretty much the same. Limited amount of showings, days in the market, around 50 days in the market. So they need to be patient. They need to advise their realtors to continue, if they're working with somebody else, to continue pushing it, to continue marketing, and not to lose the momentum. There is no other way but reduce the price or take the property off the market, come back in the winter. I mean, that's another tactic that one of my clients is doing right now. We tried to sell it for 2 months. It didn't happen. We are taking it until February. It goes back on the market in February. I mean, they're not ready to lose money, reduce the price. Okay, so plan B, take it off, come back in spring or winter.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely an option, because, like you said, things can be completely different. You obviously don't know, you don't have a crystal ball, but everything points to that. So, that just shows kind of what commitment you have to your clients too, as well. So it's not like you're just trying to push them through to get them sold right now so you can get a paycheck. You're always looking out for what's best for them. So, what I know that you go on social media and you post the videos about restaurants, and you highlight local restaurants that you go to. What's one of the one of your favorites that you've visited recently?
Well, we absolutely love Quang, Vietnamese restaurant in Northeast Minneapolis. It's just my favorite, most authentic food, family-friendly owned business. I mean, we just love that place.
Do you get what's your favorite thing to get? Do you get pho?
Pho.
Yeah, me too. That's
Yeah.
like absolutely my favorite. I'm sad because it wasn't the best. It was decent. It was like a red pepper Chinese. It was right across on the street from me in Richfield, and they closed. But then there's also another one right on 66 and Penn. I forget. It's a little one that's like right next to like a little ice cream shop. That place is like absolutely super authentic pho, and it's delicious.
Pho and ice cream. I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, if people are looking on social media, on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, kind of where can they find you?
I'm on Facebook under Leo Merman, Instagram and YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your YouTube?
Leo Merman, the realtor.
Okay. And then what's your Instagram handle?
Um, at Leo Merman.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'll put those links in the copy below. But I really enjoyed our conversation today, Leo. Thanks for joining me.
Here. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.